Welcome to the super basic Black Mage guide. By watching this guide, you should get a basic foundation on how to survive the Black Mage and Red Dot. This is not meant to be a comprehensive guide. There's plenty of 40-minute videos or huge documents for that, but it should give you a good idea, and then you can build on that knowledge when you decide to kill it for real and not just get carried. Hopefully you'll find this helpful and stay to the end for some extra tips. First step to remember is you'll need to get your Black Mage key from Lorelei and Limina. This might be eventually phased out, but for now it's still required. You'll need a Vihila fragment and 50 Sparks of Determination for it. Okay, so once you get the key, come back to the Black Mage area and then you'll have to start the prepping. To prep, make sure you get the right buffs. Make sure for your Link skill, add in the Warrior Link skill and the Resistant Link skill, so that way you have a better chance of surviving. And then we can wait for everyone to assemble here. But the first thing you're going to do is part 1. Now part 1, more or less people want to skip this stage. So your party should really aim to burst it in one go. The main method of doing this is one person does the bind and everyone else comes back to burst. You have to make sure no one aggroes the boss, so turn off your familiars before you go in. So as we go in now, you'll see, go to the cutscene, all my friends, they jump to the right. And I'm here waiting for the statue to move. Once it moves, I use my origin to bind it. And once it's bound, my team comes in and I get in here and I do a full burst on the statues so we can just skip part 1. Most carries will also click like this, so if you're getting carried, just stay on the right, up to you. So we cleared part 1, and now we're going to go to stage 2. Alright, so now we're in stage 2, and it can be boiled down to a few things. So one, if you die, just stay dead and time it out. If you're still alive, then don't get hit by anything. Sounds pretty self-explanatory, but it's sort of true. But if you do get hit by anything, get hit by the black chains. They'll debuff you so you can't heal for a little bit, but you can always heal via the fountain. Don't get hit by the red pillars on the floor. They do 90% of your health, but it might as well be 100%. And of course, stay in the corner and you won't get hit by the red pillars at all. And then there are falling debris from the sky, but again, you want to just avoid those. If you get hit by anything, just get hit by the chains. Here, I think around now, debris should start falling from the sky. Again, for a dark side class, you can probably just jump into them with dark side on, but if you're not, you want to avoid them. Now, Black Mage also has a full map attack, and he'll have 3 safe spots, the left, the right, or the middle. And depending on which arm has a glow, they'll tell you. So in this case, there's a message on the screen and both arms are glowing. That means go to the middle. But if it's only the left side that's glowing, that means go to the left. And now we're in stage 3. So some would say this is the hardest stage, and that's only the case because you're here the longest. So starting stage 3, the carries will, or should, move Black Mage towards the right side, so the left side is pretty safe. So here I'm jumping over to the left side, just to show you, you stand around here, don't get hit by the lasers, and then I go back to the right. It's important that you don't take aggro from the people doing the damage so that Black Mage stays on the right side. It's just something to note. But generally in this stage, yeah, those lasers that come out, those meteors that rain down, just dodge them. That's your only goal. If you die, stay dead, nothing to worry about. Now 2 distinctions here is, or 2 things to note of is his FMA, his full map attack. He has a top one and a down one. You'll see both of them in this run actually, so that's great. So one of them, which should happen sometime soon, will rain things down on top of you. Not like this. You'll see. And you would want to hide under those platforms that you see. So look at next to Black Mage. I'll highlight them on the screen. You want to hide under those platforms. So here you go. You see the message. Here's it coming down. Hide under the platform. You won't die. If you have dark sight, you can just turn that on and you'll be good to go. The smaller platforms can cover some of it, but it's ideal if you find a big platform to stand under, like that one over there. So here I do a chunky burst because it's finally up. And again, you want to do if you want to do damage, be inside the circle. Otherwise, you do reduce damage. But if you need an origin for somebody or for one of the carries, you could do it from anywhere on the map. It's fine. Because most of the time, the carry will need the origin for the stun and not for the damage. Alright, so here, we're just DPMing it down. I'm going to try to DPM it down, but probably get annoyed at how many lives I lose. So in that case, I'll just jump to the left and sort of just chill here and sort of get carried while I wait for my cooldowns. So yeah, you just dodge the lasers, the random projectiles. So here's the second one. So you see the ground starts having a vortex. You have to jump on one of those platforms, or you can rope lift. But since I missed it, I died. Again, I'm just going to stay dead to my burst anyway, but that's sort of how you dodge that. Those are the only thing you need to worry about in part 3. Focus on it. That's how you stay alive and get to part 4. But here, I think the marksman and the bowman will have their damage and burst up, and they're just going to burst as soon as the origin timer expires, and then we'll get to phase 4. But yeah, and if you're a dark side class, again, you can dodge all the meteors, even the full map attack ones with dark side. So I would recommend you have that on at all times and just dodge the lasers. All right, here's the burst. I come in just to help anyway. Might as well. Not before losing a life though from one of those meteors. All right, and here we are, part 4. All right, so part 4 is, some people would say is the easiest. It's like a bullet hell situation where you just gotta dodge a lot of projectiles, but they're like sort of rhythmic, so it's okay. So what the key thing you need to know here is that in my character, you see there's a background and it's set to black, and you use the interactive key to sort of adjust that. Make sure it's black when you run. And here, that means any black projectiles that hit you don't do damage, and you only get hit by the white projectiles. So you don't need to dodge anything that's black, just dodge anything that's white. Those little projectiles don't do a lot of damage. The explosions, I think, do around 50%. Here are the full map attacks. You just have to stand in the black pillar because, again, black things don't do damage to you in this fight. You should be able to pot, but there is a cooldown on it. Use Fountain to heal. Just try your best to either float, blink, or jump over the white projectiles. It's okay to tank some, but, you know, iframe them if you need. Here, I'm doing some damage, so I'm just going to blast them with a burst here. And again, your burst will lower the overall HP bar, but you don't have to worry about your binds or anything. Like, if you need an origin to stay alive, you're not going to screw over somebody else. Plus, he sort of doesn't move anyway, so don't worry about that. Again, your goal is just to stay alive, so if you have the resistance link, this is really helpful. The fountain, again, super helpful. If you have any other random iframes, also super great. So you would use it here. And, you know, this is relatively fast. We clear it in a second. Again, the full map attack is really the only thing you need to be worried about. Just jump into a black pillar, you'll be good to go. We cleared it, and part 4 is done. And now make sure everything is off. You don't want to grief the loot room like we did in our first run. And you're basically good, and you've survived your first Black Mage, hopefully. And, you know, eventually you can work on learning all the mechanics more in detail. But for now, this is enough to sort of start your journey, stay alive, and then sort of get like incremental mechanics added in, because honestly, there's a good amount of stuff going on, and if you just read a guide that's like 20 pages long, it's pretty overwhelming. I lose the blink here. Tragic. And then do we get something good? You know, a badge perhaps? And the answer is, damn, am I gonna smack this thing or what? Why am I staring at my drop rate? Oh, I think I'm just asking everybody if they're ready. All right. For some reason, the Black Mage box is like super sensitive. So I think I just have to hit it once. But anytime now. would be great. Boom, boom. Alright, make that 3 times. And we get nothing. And that's it. Yeah, make sure you don't grief anybody. Don't yoink anything. If you're getting carried, you should be red dotting to make sure you don't siphon any money away. And then, yeah, hopefully this helped. Alright, and then some final tips for Black Mage. 1, don't worry about the lib points. Not as consequential as it was in the past, where it was like a month of progression. Now it's probably going to be like 100 lib points, so don't worry about it. That being said, focus on surviving. If you die out, it's okay. 2, get a Cur ring. You can get that from the hyperspace or hypercube PQ, forgot which one. But it's basically a 9-second iframe every 3 minutes, which is super helpful, especially in those clutch situations where you just need to dodge a full map attack or something. Bring the warrior and resistant link skills. You know, that's just anytime you want to survive a boss, those are always helpful. And then one thing you can do is also craft one of those special nodes in the V matrix called Auto Recovery 2. And basically it's every 30 seconds when you use a skill, you heal 100%. Super helpful. But hopefully that helps you clear Black Mage or at least survive it. And let me know in the comments if you actually survive or have any questions.